I think if people have money and want to build, that's one thing, but I don't think you're seeing the developers going in and building developments like they used to. I mean, that's kind of gone by the wayside.
Financially, how stable is Suffield? Do we have any money left as a reserve?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Suffield Township's financially stable. I shouldn't answer that, I'm sorry.
That's right, because I was gonna ask you anyhow. Lori's the fiscal officer of the township.
He's gonna try.
She monitors the purse strings very closely. The township, we've been forced to deal with the local government fund reduction, which cost the township about $50,000 over the last 4 years, and I think it's pretty stable going forward. You'll notice we don't have a lot of discretionary spending where we can go park or do anything expensive. You know, discussions about improvements on the town hall. If that's a grant, we would do it, or somebody else is gonna give us money to do it. Or we're gonna have to save for several years before we can take on a project like that. So we're frugal. There is a business to run. The very first day you sit in that desk, you will sign 45 checks at a minimum. And you're paying for everything that's been going on. So it's kind of a treadmill of paying the bills of the township. But if you don't get carried away and you don't, make promises about putting sidewalks on every street and, something like that, you can maintain a good, effective community and stay within budget.
Okay, how many homes here in the Suffield area are delinquent on their taxes?
That, I would have to go to the county, talk to the auditor about that.
You're not aware of it, that maybe they're not paying their taxes, so their
Not
money
aware.
coming back here?
There's at least 6 or 8 of them floating around Craigslist over the last 2 days.
Yeah, I'm sure the county, I don't
We
think
don't
that
get a
effect, we don't,
report on that,
we don't
honestly.
feel that effect, the county would feel that effect.
We don't-
Our
we don't
budget
get a
stays,
report.
they give us our money. If somebody stops paying, I think the county has to figure that out.
You still get your money, but they still have to pay. The county will still reimburse the township.
Property taxes are only for levies, right?
Any additional funds,
Income tax is the bulk of our income, is
Right.
from the state, as opposed to county levies. Whatever, property levies.
Most of our money comes from, we have the road levy and we have the 2 town fire levy. The general fund comes from, some of your property taxes go to the general fund, some goes to the road and some goes to the fire. And then you have the extra levies that come in from the road and the fire that we put on extra to support those 2. Then we get the local government money for the general fund. Yeah.
there's not an open checkbook to just
No.
kind of go
Our
crazy.
budget pretty much runs the same every single year. There's not much of a change because the money stays the same and the expenditure for the roads is the same as it is every single year. It is really repetition. It's
How
about the
much
same.
discretionary money is in the budget? Just play money?
Play money, the road has no play money, I will tell you that. I mean, I don't know if I should be saying this, this is your guys' meeting. The road has no play money. Okay, what we bring in from your road levy and what we get from your property taxes, maintain the roads, and the guys know right now, they can't ask for any more money at the end of the year because the township and the trustees make sure we carry over money every year. We do not spend that carryover because we have to make sure we have money for the next year to start up. The fire department does have extra money, and that's just because they have those EMS runs, and that does make them a little bit more stable a little bit. The general fund, we just have, there's not much that comes out of the general fund that maintains this, that maintains that building over there, that maintains your street lights. That comes, I mean, we might have maybe an extra 100,000 sitting there, just to, if something comes up, if we need to fix something in the township.
Say if we have like 2.3 million a year. Once you take away the stable fire department fund and the stable road department fund, what's left?
The general fund,
How much is that?
maybe, well, right now, the checkbook right now, I might have 200,000.
Yeah, the general
So all
fund,
they can so the trustees can reallocate and mess with is basically that $200,000
Not even.
The fire fund has to say the fire, the road has to say the road, the general fund takes care of this, the cemeteries and roads and cemeteries does your street lights.
We have about 100,000 in discretionary a year, and that's gonna get absorbed if a truck breaks down, if we have emergency, maintenance that has to be done. So I would say, I don't think we haven't done a discretionary project over $20,000.
Well, it doesn't sound like there's the money to do it, you know, so it doesn't sound like you're.
Right, no, you're right.
Management of the money.
No, we're not buying limos, that's for sure.
What do the trustees get paid?
We get paid exactly what the Ohio Revised Code allows us to get paid based on our budget. It's printed out there. I don't know if I'm comfortable saying, I can tell you it's not a lot. I mean, if you're doing this for a full-time job, you better get another full-time job.
Or two.
Yeah.
How about snow plowing? All we have is Jeff and Tom, they take care of all the Suffield roads?
No, Jeff and Scott are the main snowplow drivers. We also have 2 backup snowplow drivers as well, who are, every year we re-up their contract as certified CL or CDL snowplow drivers. We have a part-time worker who also has a CDL. So there's actually 5 people who can drive a truck working in the township.
And how do we budget the salt?
Well, quite honestly, we've been very good about budgeting our salt. We buy about 500 tons of salt a year. And Scott and Jeff are very particular about how much salt they use. The state of Ohio says now that roads don't have to be free and clear of snow. They just have to be passable, plowed. And that, quite honestly, that's what keeps our roads in such good shape in the summer. So they salt the intersections, they salt the hills. They're very frugal with the salt.
500 tons, I use 300 tons,
I
I
know.
drink lots.
Yeah, so we'll use 500 tons, and a couple years ago, when we had that really short winter, we used probably 150, 200 tons. So salt is something that's budgeted every year, every spring. We say this is our planned usage for the year. We have to get within 80%, so 80 to 120% of that goal. We can go up to 600 or down to 400.
Does the township have they have a website?
We do have a website.
And do you issue reports any other way except posting things on the website? I mean, I've never gotten a letter officially from the township. We've been here almost 30 years and never gotten a
Well, that's a
report.
good thing, if you get a letter, might not be.
No, I mean, like a report or an update or a
Go to the
yearly,
meetings, come to the township meetings.
a yearly financial statement or something?
We've never been asked to do that. Everything is public record, and, if you ask, you can get it. I don't know if we do a year-end recap, don't put that on the website.
No, one of the trustees before wanted to start a newsletter, but I don't know why. Was it too expensive? Was it too much? I don't
It's
know.
probably the cost.
I don't know, because they wanted to do that a couple years ago, maybe 5, 6 years ago, and they never did it.
Because you go to a lot of these meetings, you get 20 or 30 people here and 20 or 30 people here, but, there's 2,000 people or whatever it is in the township, and, just for communication's sake, it would be nice to send everybody a note, or if it's on the website, post some of that stuff and let everybody know that it's there. So.
Right. Well, it's interesting, at our meetings, we probably have the top 0.5% of people who are politically active in the community, and you are the other 0.5% that are politically active. So, I'm being serious. You guys are the ones who are gonna go back and discuss this meeting with all the other people who are gonna vote. And they're not gonna have any idea what we're talking about. So, to that regard, I would say if people have questions, come to the meetings. Everything is right there.
It costs about $1,000 just for the postage, to send any kind of letter missive to every the registered voters. It costs about $1,000, and that doesn't include, that's just for the postage. That doesn't include the cost of the preparation of the
What is the website? What's it called?
It's SuffieldTownshipOhio.com.
Okay.
And if you Google Suffield, it'll come up.
There's a couple.
Suffield, Ohio, because otherwise you'll be in Connecticut.
There's a couple websites. I can tell you, one of the things, we don't maintain the website ourselves. We use a third party, and he's actually a third party resident volunteer that does that. And part of the reason is we want to keep all politics and positions off the website. Okay, if any one of us had control of it, it would say, vote for Tom. And we don't want to put that.
Come on.
So I certainly,